Hi, everyone from Utah. And we have a program. Well, we need to start off with Alan is going to take over and run through the voting in case you haven't had enough of elections. We have another one.
This one counts.
And then he's going to work our program for tonight, and we'll end up with some show and tell. But before we jump right into that, is there any, Penny, do you have anything to say? Is there anyone else that has any urgent business that we need to discuss?
Of field trips, maybe.
Yes.
And, okay, with field trips, there isn't anything that I wanted to plan, at least right now, that's just a group thing. Because I was thinking, according to everything, that we're supposed to have worse COVID outbreaks, and they were saying in San Luis Obispo County that they didn't want more than 3 different family groups together at a time, you know, like for Thanksgiving and so forth. So my thinking is to try to do things either by video, like we are right now with the WebEx sort of thing, or just wing it with solo field trips instead of having our group meeting. Until things improve, that might be the way to go. If anyone comes up with some ideas that we could still social distance, etc., please let me know, and I'll broadcast it out, and we can try something differently.
Okay. The infection rate in SLO County has tripled in the last week.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's running around 45 a day now.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
You've all been pretty healthy?
Yes.
Yes. Good.
Got the averages running around 22 to 21. It's been going up a couple of days, but it's been pretty steady. We got uptick to 4.1 adjusted cases, but we're still within the.
Alan takes over. How about that?
It's above the threshold for red, which is where we are. If they're not careful, they're going to have to go back to purple.
Yeah. With that, I would hate to be responsible for somebody getting ill because of a field trip when we're not supposed to be meeting in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea not to plan a field trip for a while.
Yeah.
You know,
On a different note, we went for.
it's nice. It's nice to think that we could all stay social distance, but that's not how it works in practice.
It's too hard not. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I do have the field trip to Yosemite in February for the Horsetail Falls. I do feel we can social distance because we'll be in separate lodgings, etc. I feel that's possible to pull off, like the veterans tonight.
Except at the shooting site. You remember there were 1,000 people there in 2017.
Well,
it's not just that. It's when you get together outside of the house or wherever you're staying. You know, you tend to forget to put on a mask, or you forget to social distance and that type of thing. It's just natural. People just get closer together.
Yeah, people have been wearing masks almost entirely here at the parks.
Good.
I was just going to say that today we went and had lab work done. I go take my mom to have her blood drawn every few months, and most of the labs in Santa Maria have closed down for normal testing.
Yeah.
All the labs have certain groups that go to those, like cancer patients have their own lab, and I forget what the other groups are, but long story short, if you go, it's like an average of 40-minute wait anymore. It's so crowded because everybody's at the same place. So,
Well, I know I've had to make appointments to go.
yeah, well, that would be a good thing rather than, they told me today that in the future, if I want to wait in my car, they can just call me on my cell phone,
Yeah.
which would be a good idea.
Yeah, they don't want you in there unless they're working on you.
And
Where
Yeah.
was that? Where was that blood draw place?
that's Dignity Health, right across the street from the hospital.
Oh, I was there Saturday, and you just walked in. I had to wait there for about an hour, but there was no restriction on who could come in.
No, there wasn't any restrictions where I was either. They just said for my own convenience. I mean, I
Right.
could wait in the waiting room if I wanted to, but for my own convenience, if I felt more comfortable, I could wait in the car, which,
Letting about 6, 7 people in the waiting room, and we were lined up in the vestibule outside where the coffee shop was.
that's
Yeah.
where they sent us, where the coffee shop was, because there was no more room left in the waiting room.
But
I
they don't
actually-
take appointments.
I actually went twice. We went once. She didn't have to be fasting, so we left and came back later in the afternoon when I thought it would be less busy, and it wasn't quite as bad, but we still had to wait.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a new world out there.
Oh yeah. It's a new world. Not.
Okay, Alan, you got an agenda for tonight?
Yeah. Okay. First of all, I just want to talk about upcoming meetings. We have a competition on November 18th. We have a Christmas party on December 9th, which will be online, of course. And hopefully we'll have a program for that and do a show and tell, maybe just holiday images, old and new. I don't care if they're 100 years old. But and then also on December 1st, we have a board meeting. And also, I guess we have Saturday chat coming up this weekend.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I thought we should thank Flavio for the newsletter.
Yeah.
And,
No problem. Thank you. Thank you to everyone.
yeah.
Thank you.
And I guess maybe the next thing is move on to the election. And we have 6 First of all, we have a quorum. I looked up quorum, and that quorum has to be 9 members. We have way more than that online. Anyway, as long as nobody challenges anybody and wants to run, we don't have to have a paper ballot. So if 2 people wanted to run for a job, then we'd have to have a written ballot, which means the mail would be a mess and all that. But as long as we, I don't see anything that says in our bylaws and constitution that we can't just go by acclamation. So we have 4 officers and 6 at-large board members for election. So what I was going to do is read the names and the jobs, and then we could. I don't think we even need to use a chat thing. I think we just say aye, and if there are any nays, there are nays. So I'll go through that. This is for the. We still haven't figured out. We don't have a plan yet for what to do in January, how we're going to install the officers or anything like that. But that's okay. We don't have to do that tonight. So anyway, for president, Cheryl Decker. By the way, everybody has basically been on the same job this past year and has agreed to go for 1 more year. So Cheryl Decker, president, me, Alan Upshaw, vice president, Rosie Brancaccio for secretary, Bill Hood for treasurer. At-large board members would be Nyla James, Flavio Parigi, Patty Blythe, Tony Martindale, Elaine Calvert, and Penny Powell. And this is not an elected position, but Jeannie Sparks will stay on as our immediate past president. So all I can say is, do we do the yays and nays? All in favor of seating this board for the year of 2021, say aye.
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 All opposed. Okay, the ayes have it.
Yay.
Hey!
I want a
Good
recap.
job.
Oh, no hanging Chad.
No, no lawsuits. No, and Rosie, I was going to ask you. You keep a list, and I was going to keep a list, and I never got around to it. But do we have any open jobs that haven't been people haven't agreed on? Russ told me that he would stay on as.
You talked to Richard?
I emailed him. Yeah.
Okay.
And Tony is taking on the job of judge recruiter.
Yay! Great.
It was a chic of Arabique.
I was
Hey,
coerced.
Tony.
He's got a new title for it. He's Judge Czar now.
Oh, yeah, it's all.
I'd be happy to jump in and take care of the floral arrangements.
I'll do refreshments.
Volunteer for that.
So
You'll only
anyway,
be able to see the picture of them, but
That sounds good. I love it.
Well, someone has to do the floor arrangements for the Christmas party. So,
there we go. So I guess without further ado, the program is because we had other stuff going on, and we just do a show and tell. And one of the things in the show and tell will be the mindless images as opposed to the mindful images. And then Tony did a program on alternative processes. And if you're encouraged to come up with your own alternative process or anything else like the holiday pictures, you got Thanksgiving, Halloween, Day of the Dead pictures, anything. I don't care what it is. Even if Chuck, some of your whale pictures would be excellent if you that you had on Facebook would be whatever we want to do. So
Are we recording?
yes, we are.
So who wants to go first?
Alan, can I ask you a question? So all the nominations, I do the spreadsheet. So should I just put the same people in?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, just a rubber stamp.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you.
Well, I guess I could go first since I have to share my own computer.
Okay, that would be.
Let me attempt this. See if I can get it to work. Come on. All right. You see my?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Okay. As you all know, I've been doing a lot of kayaking lately, so I do have an old GoPro that's pretty crappy. And so I wanted to take some pictures with my DSLR. So I got this bucket and I cut the bottom out and I glued in a piece of acrylic so I could take pictures underwater in my kayak.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
This is what the life looks like.
So how much water does that bucket hold?
It's a 5-gallon bucket.
Oh, okay.
And hopefully it holds no water. Yeah, anyway, let's see. Let me get this to. Oops.
Very creative of you.
So that's one of the.
Wow.
It's in Morro Bay, some of the eel grass.
Wow.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
And that's a little bit.
Is autofocus working for you and through
Yeah.
that plexiglass?
It actually is.
Okay.
Only trouble is I really can't see what I'm doing because it's down the bucket. If I put it on to the screen shooting, I can see what I'm pointing the camera at, but then it takes a little while to focus and shoot. Usually I'll miss what I'm taking the picture of. So a lot of these are just blind point and shoot.
Well, if you look, can you go back to that picture, Chuck?
Uh-huh.
You see, like right down, just below the center, there's like a little square object. Is that something that was dropped in the seal grass? Can you see? It looks like
yeah.
I see it.
it almost looks like a filter.
Yeah, let's see.
Wonder what that is.
Yeah, it sure does. I don't know what that is.
You're not missing any filters, are you?
Oh no.
It's got a border on it. It might be an iPad.
Yeah.
It's like,
So
It looks
anyway,
like one of those things you use in a fish tank, like one of those little nets that you use to take a fish
Yeah.
out of a fish tank.
Oh,
And
maybe.
it's kind of a big tank.
Or an iPhone. Kind of looks like an iPhone.
yeah,
So are
you
you
never know
saying
what
that
people.
Chuck is misleading in this, and this is actually a fish tank he's been taking pictures of?
This is
Chuck,
Laurel Bay.
So, Chuck, I want to ask, did you have the camera just sitting on the bottom of the bucket, or did you have it held like?
I had it resting on the bottom of the bucket and just had it directly against the acrylic. The black bucket's nice because it kind of eliminated any reflection off the acrylic. I did get some bubbles on the acrylic occasionally and caused some spots. And the bucket was pretty deep, so I was able to hold it at a slight angle rather than just straight down, which is nice.
Did you use a remote to
No, I had my hand down there in the
Okay.
bucket. So I was leaning over with my hand on holding the bucket and holding my camera with
And
the
you
other
didn't go
hand.
in the water?
No, I see it on the water.
So
I'm surprised how much light you actually got in down there.
well, you
It
were
was pretty
only
shallow.
you were only down 2 or 3 feet, basically.
Yeah, this is pretty shallow. This is maybe
Right.
4 feet deep at the most. It's still pretty mucky, but
So you had ISO on full auto.
yeah, it was okay. It was an interesting experiment.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And I missed something, but did you have glass or something in the bottom of the bucket? I mean, how'd you keep it?
A piece of acrylic that I
Okay,
glued in with some flex paste.
right. Okay, very good.
And then I went to over by Margot Dodd on the Shell Beach and tried to get some pictures of the kelp. There's a lot of particulate matter.
That's a great photo, Chuck.
Yes.
very good.
Yeah.
It was very clear for Shell Beach. Usually it's really mucky, and I was actually surprised, but still, you see a lot of the crap in the water. And but this is another one that I like. You actually see the bottom.
Wow.
Oh,
And this is kind of nice form of the kelp there. And then this was just a above the water shot. This is the big rock. If you're familiar with Margot Dodd Park, Downstairs Cave, there's this
Yeah.
big rock right next to the gazebo. Well, this is the opposite side. There's big, kind of cool arch where it's been all eroded.
Excellent monochrome.
Yeah. So then I went, Sunday went over to Morro Bay, and all sorts of things were out in the water. The seals were all over the place.
Oh,
And so they were just swimming by, and suddenly four of them came by, and I got a picture of them. My shutter speed was a little slow, I think, so it's a little soft on some of that. And plus, I was moving around the kayak. There were dolphins all over the place. There were whales.
wow. Oh, that's a great photo.
Whales in there, more humpback whales. Actually, there were just two whales, a mother and the calf, but they were all over the place.
Is that Morro Bay?
This is Avila.
That's where the
Okay.
two female kayakers
Yeah.
got thrown into the air.
I was there that morning, but there was no whales out there that in the morning. I was just taking pictures of the breakwater and what have you. But this whale came. This was 10 feet away from me.
Look at all the scars on his back.
Yeah, I left after this. It was just kind of like, you don't know, you can't see them, and suddenly they show up, and it's just like I almost ran into this thing.
Yeah.
So there's
Wow.
Wow.
kind of defeat.
Oh,
So it's just they were. It was quite an experience, but it was a little scary. So
Do an amazing job of avoiding the kayaks, but still, I would be very nervous.
yeah, they're big.
Yes.
When was this, Chuck?
This was Sunday, and then the ladies that got kind of scooped up was Monday, so it was the following day, and I actually went up there. I was trying to take some better pictures with a little better shutter speed, but there weren't any whales when I went up there in the morning.
So you put your camera on a tripod when you made this selfie?
Yeah. Actually, that's not me.
So how far from shore were you in this picture?
If you're familiar with Avila Bay, we were all kind of out towards the end of where all the boats are moored out in the bay, so we're fairly far out. This is kind of in the bay, a little more towards the lighthouse, so it's a little closer to the shore.
End of the pier. Could they have seen this?
With some binoculars, you could have seen it probably easily, yeah. And you can maybe see it with your own vision, but it isn't a little far.
Like a 500 millimeter, would that have taken a good picture, or a 1,000?
Yeah, probably. The lens I took out there was a, I think 80 to 200. And so like this is probably around the 200 millimeter. That was at 80 millimeters. And it was a little too close. I couldn't get as much as I could get in the picture. And I think that was probably 200 millimeter. Most of them are shot at 200. I was trying to keep my distance, but the whales they're supposed to keep it like 100 yards away, and that they could be 100 yards away, and then the next moment they're right next to you.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if you went on the end of the pier, whether you'd be able to get good pictures of these
You
guys.
probably would. In fact, I went to they have a website, 805 Webcam, and they had some pictures of the whales right next to the pier.
Wow.
So it would be possible if it's possible that they might go in that close.
In timing.
Yeah, it all depends on timing, but it seems like this mother and calf are always going in there. There's a lot of whales farther out in the ocean, but there's mainly these two that were in the bay.
Wow.
Was that kind of late in the afternoon?
This was in the morning.
It was in the morning.
On Sunday I left there about 10 o'clock, and there's still a lot of people out there, and so I just almost ran into that one whale. It's just like, okay, that's enough.
That's amazing. That's gonna feel really great to see that so close.
Yeah, if you at least go out on the pier and look and see it, it's pretty cool. I'm not sure how long they're going to be out there, and I'm not sure, how often, they come back. I know a lot of they came back like in 2015. I think there was a bunch of pictures of people taking whales in Avila Bay, but I don't think it happens every year.
The last time that it happened and we had the chance to go out there, I was amazed at how close the kayaks and the paddle boarders.
Yeah, there are people on paddle boards right out there. And it's just
that's crazy.
Yeah, those are big animals.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I have.
Excellent.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
Right. Who's next?
I'll go next. Greg's got my pictures.
All righty. Let me go out and load up Frank.
No whales, nothing exciting like that.
Now, what's the criteria? Shit shots.
I think anything goes.
Anything goes.
Okay, you guys seeing this?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Wow.
Was out at Avila, went out there and
Shell Beach. Oh, Avila.
yeah, no, not Avila, Shell Beach. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was about to say that looks like Avila.
Yeah.
I mean, Shell Beach.
Shell Beach, and it was foggy, so you gotta, I guess, make the best of it.
Lots of
I think
cormorants.
it adds a lot of atmosphere. That's
Yeah.
nice.
You sure they're not shags?
No shags, no.
What are shags?
They look just like cormorants.
Yes.
Is that an English thing?
Oh.
It's a water bird, yeah.
That's a magpie.
Yeah, yellow-billed magpie out in Cat Canyon.
It's nice.
That's nice.
I've never seen one.
Really?
That's a beautiful
Yeah.
bird.
I have.
Go anywhere south of Los Alamos and go into any of those canyons, and they're all over the place.
Oh, that's cool.
That's my front yard, just playing around trying to catch a hummingbird that's not at a feeder, but actually at a flower. So.
That's a lot harder to get because they
Yeah,
all over the place. Good shot.
It's nice.
Oh.
Was this your Halloween image?
it's funny. I go out to Cat Canyon quite a bit, and out there's just attached to the barbed wire is this doll strung up, and so every time I go out there, I take a picture of it, and they were repaving the road, and some of the maintenance guys decorated it a little bit.
It's missing an arm, a leg.
Yeah, sometimes the head is caved in. I guess it depends on the temperature. If
So this doll's there all the time? It wasn't just a Halloween doll?
It's been there for at least a year. I go there like every couple of weeks.
Wow.
It's a little, I don't know,
a little creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this,
Wow.
there were a couple of bulls that were fighting or butting heads in this pasture, and two dogs would keep running down the hill and break the fight. The bulls would go separate ways, and then they start butting heads again after the dogs had disappeared, and then the dogs would come running down again to break up the fight. And I got one of the dogs was like a border collie, and the other one was a Rottweiler. But it was kind of tough because it was middle of the afternoon, and you're shooting into the sun and with all that dust.
But you got the action.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Were there any people around that were ordering these dogs, or
No. They just come out of nowhere and just break up the fight, and then they go off, do their thing, and then the bulls would get back together again, and they just come out of nowhere and break it up again.
Wow. So you suppose the ranchers those are ranchers' dogs, and that's what they're supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's not too far from that's on this property. Not too far from where these guys were going at it.
He was taking a picture of a bull fighting, or bulls butting heads like that once, and I was on horseback, and just as I clicked the shutter, I saw the bull charge me through the lens, and I kicked the horse. And I think the horse started moving even before I kicked it, because he saw it coming too. We ran for our lives.
Well, a few weeks ago when our skies were all filled with smoke, I took, the day after a full moon, an orange moon.
Looks like a harvest moon. Ooh.
Oh.
And this is one of my hikes up, by Las Flores Ranch, and I was downwind of this bobcat, and he was over a ground squirrel hole, and so I kind of snuck up on him, and for a while he crouched down in the bushes. Eventually he came out, and I got a shot of him in the grass, or her. I didn't check.
They're hard to get. They're pretty.
I've seen a
every
lot
time
lately.
I see them, it's usually the rear end leaving.
There's been quite a few that I've seen lately. One at a friend's place down in Buellton, and one up in the Orchid Hills here. And then there was a mangy one on Cat Canyon that was drinking out of a cattle trough.
Good capture.
Yeah. Very good.
And there's another shot of the same cat.
Gosh.
A little torn up on the ears. And this is the pumpkin graveyard.
A lot of pumpkins.
Yeah, that's out at Las Flores Ranch too, where they have the pumpkin patch on one end, and then in this little canyon they have. I guess that's where
Seems
they
such a
dump
waste to grow
rebed.
all these things and let them rot in the field. You know.
Yeah, and they really sold out fast because I've been going up there almost every week hiking around, and I think last weekend they weren't even open before Thanksgiving because they'd already sold out.
Hmm.
Well,
Mm.
there's some of the odd colored pumpkins that they had down there.
Cedar waxwing.
Right. Yeah.
Cedar waxwing in my front yard. They come through this time of year. Black Phoebe on the fence.
I'll turn off the sound again and see if it's.
This is one of the trails that I hike in at Las Flores Ranch.
Do you still have to have a permit to go hiking in there?
Oh, COVID. I mean, they don't charge or anything. You just have to sign in.
You had to sign in.
Yeah, and then sign out when you leave. So it's pretty easy.
Okay, Alan, I think you're up next.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Alan.
So I
see infrared.
That's actually, it's sort of infrared. I thought I was doing the right thing, and unfortunately I ordered my camera conversion probably 5 or 6 in the morning. I wasn't paying attention, and rather than order an infrared conversion, I ordered an all spectrum conversion, which meant that there's no filter of any kind except clear glass filter on the sensor. So it picks up infrared and UV light. And so I said, now what? And so eventually I ordered a glue-on like filter holder. But before I said, well, I wonder what this thing can do if I don't have any kind of filter on it. So I went hiking in this little oak reserve in Arroyo Grande. And so I touched it up a little bit in Lightroom. That's a Halloween picture.
Excellent contrast.
Yeah.
So the next one is another picture in the same place. And so you get UV and infrared as well as a regular spectrum. So then I finally got my filters, and the next picture is with I got something called an aerochrome filter that simulates Kodak film chrome, which was a color infrared film.
Yeah.
And it only works on a camera that has no filters at all. So a full spectrum camera. So it's everything really colorful. Unfortunately, it was a really hazy day. I think this would be really good for like shooting fall color or wildflowers. And so that's the first one with that. Then the next one is another one with the same filter. And so it just simulates like infrared color film.
Just a random fire hydrant out there?
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's actually in Los Osos of all places, but it looks like it's in like a desert or something.
Yeah.
And then the next one, I went crazy with. I played around with swapping color channels, and I said, "Wow, this is cool. This is like a psychedelic thing from the '60s or something."
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's groovy, baby.
Pass the split.
Yeah. Then I got an 850 nanometer infrared filter, which is pretty infrared-y. Unfortunately, I didn't know what I was doing shutter-wise, and I shot this Memorial Day on the south side of the rock. There's this huge area where people have stacked up these rocks like from the Blair Witch Project or something. It's like a whole bunch of these things. So I thought, well, that'd be a cool subject for infrared. And What I didn't know is that when I shot, some of them shot with a really small aperture, and then when that happens, you get a hot spot. So this one, I think, didn't. It has maybe a little bit of a hot spot, but you can't tell. And then the next one, you can see the hot spot, but to see it. But it's right above the roof line of the building and by the middle stack. That's where the hot spot is.
Yes.
It looks really pixelated on the screen here. It might be that when I saved it as a JPEG, it pixelated it. So, that's it.
Alan, that picture looks like an owl. Looks like
I really like the one with the stacks. It's really nice photo.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, Cheryl, you're up next.
Yeah, you might lose me. We've been going in and out. Anyway, just a few iPhone photos from Zion. We're like pretty blown away by how good the iPhone pictures are. The iPhone, what do I have, 10 or 11 or something?
They have a good reputation.
Yeah.
Now, this one was, I just threw this one in because I'd never seen this happen before. Of course, that's a photo glare, that arc, but I didn't cause it. It just happened. And a lot of fall color change here. It's in Zion. It was beautiful coming this time of year.
That was the Powell's backup.
Yeah.
So. Wow. Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful.
Nice.
Really nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got the color just right.
Okay, Diane, I think her name is Diane Thompson, keeps sending me images, but I don't ever remember meeting her. And she's apparently a member. So I have no idea what these images are, but she submitted a whole bunch of them.
Looks like a tomato plant to me.
So I know Diane. She's a newer member. She lives in Carroll Gardens, and sometimes she'll submit stuff.
Okay. Well, she's been doing it, but
rocket launch.
Yep.
Looks like
rocket launch.
That bird is completely blown out.
Yeah.
That looks like Guadalupe Dunes.
Mm-hmm.
Nice clouds.
Cool colors in that. Yeah.
Nice shape.
That's a keeper for substituting in the new to sky replacement feature of Photoshop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sky replacement works really well.
Doesn't it? Unbelievably good. I do like the what would you call it? Rainbow effect of the colors.
Yeah. But, it almost looks like tapeworms in fluorescence. I'm trying to figure out what the heck it is. But I think it was
something like nematodes or something. But
yeah, she wasn't doing intentional blur, I'm sure. But these things are unlabeled.
It looks to me like water weed stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not in flow focus somehow.
Yeah, it's a really interesting kaleidoscope image here.
Yeah, I like that. That's kind of cool.
Intentional blur.
Yep.
Interesting clouds.
Somebody's audio is feedbacking or getting a static. This is her cat.
Wow.
I like that.
Behind a curtain. It's an interesting shot. Okay. And we already did Frank. Larry, this is yours.
This is Zion again. And
the Virgin River?
Yeah, that's Virgin, right? And I gotta thank Penny for organizing this trip. I mean, I thought Yosemite was my favorite place, but I think I like Zion even more. It is just top to bottom. Unbelievable.
The
Thank you,
best
Penny.
description I heard of it was think of Yosemite in full color.
Right. And the time of
The
year,
sandstone version of Yosemite.
Yep.
and the fall colors, I didn't catch any in that particular shot, but the colors were, so the yellows seemed to be get more intense the 2 or 3 days that we were here even.
So where are you standing? On a bridge or?
Yeah, there was a bridge.
Okay.
If you're acquainted with it, just before the bus turnoff that goes up where buses are only allowed, they go over a bridge.
Okay.
Yeah, just downriver from that, there are a couple other overpasses.
Is it a pedestrian bridge?
Yes, it's
okay.
What was it? The Casan. Anyway, it's off one of the trail.
There are quite a few foot trails that follow the river.
Yeah, okay. Perus. It was the Perus. Anyway, a lot of fun.
Very nice.
Really nice image.
Tony, you're up.
Well, I was under the impression this was supposed to be just take photos without looking at what you're taking photos.
And you mastered it.
And so I'm driving, well, I was at the traffic lights in this case, and I just got the phone and I'm using the volume down button as a shutter and I'm just waving it around.
I'm not quite sure what we were supposed to do either, Tony.
Mindless.
But
that's right. That's what it was called.
That kind of fits Chuck's category too.
Yeah.
You were just trying to distract us from the fact that you were doing a food run to McDonald's.
Oh, no, I was on my way to physical therapy.
Sure.
You know, you can get cited for operating an electronic device while driving.
Yeah, I was getting out the car here, and this guy was just entering in the medical building, and I just happened to have the phone in my hand, and I didn't look what I was shooting at. I just clicked a couple off, and I thought I like the angles.
And he's a good citizen. He's wearing his mask.
I know, just like I was. And once again,
Now, Tony, how many G&Ts did it take to get this shot?
Oh, no, this was a few whiskeys, this was. Pay and beware.
The judge will tell you your horizon is not level.
Yeah. The next one, I think it is. And this is how it came out. I was windmilling my arm around, holding the phone and clicking a button.
Now, are you sure your car was not upside down at this point?
Well, I guess the camera was, but I didn't turn it upside down. I was just doing this.
It looks like you were laying on your back.
Yeah. Anyway, you're talking about. That's all of mine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, can I just share something while we're on that?
Of course. I'll stop sharing. Go for it.
Yes. I was talking about sort of that and the sky replacement feature. I thought I'd try it on that to see if it worked on an upside down, and it does.
Look at the reflection in the glass.
You can put the reflection in there.
That's absolutely fabulous.
And that was all automatic. I did nothing except.
Wow.
Wow.
Is the reflection in the sky, not in the wind?
That's because I'd read somewhere that it won't work if you were to try and do it on, say, a reflection in a lake or something.
It certainly worked here.
Yeah, it sort of worked there. But that's why I thought, well, this is upside down, so let's see if it replaces the sky when it's on the bottom, and it did.
So where do you find this sky replacement feature? Is it under filters?
Under edit. It's under edit.
Edit.
Edit sky replacement.
It's a Photoshop feature. Brand new in the new release.
Yeah, it's Photoshop 2021.
Fun. Wow.
And while we're sharing, it's my Halloween picture. Spooky cemetery.
Yes. Where was that?
Mare Island.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Elaine knows where that is.
Yep.
Up in the Bay Area?
Yeah.
Yeah.
San Francisco.
In the town where Mare Island is.
It's off the Oakland Bridge.
Yeah.
Ron was stationed there.
Yes.
He went to school there, and then he had a boat and dry dock there.
It's in Vallejo.
This is the Navy. Yeah, that's right, Vallejo. This is the naval cemetery at the end of the island there. I thought it was really good. I liked it. I like cemeteries. Obviously, it's infrared. And by changing the channel, swapping the channels, I got the pink foliage and the green sky.
Yeah, the cotton candy trees are really cool against that sky.
I can't class it as monochrome, can I?
No.
So there's more than one color.
Yeah. All right, that's my lot, I think. Yeah.
Anybody else have something to share?
Yeah, I've got one. I think I'm the only person left. Right?
Yeah, I'll show. I've got a couple to show after you.
I have some I can share my screen.
Okay, then I'll show them after you.
Oh, you go first.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I was thinking fall, and these first few images are all from Maine in September, October of 2018.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I think this is Baxter State Park. There was water everywhere. Mount Katahdin is near here.
I like the muted colors. The muted colors in these are really nice.
Yeah, I mean the scenery is just beautiful.
Yeah, that's really.
Yeah.
I like the way the tree is kind of just leaning and.
These are maples, of course.
Yes.
I have one in my front yard.
There was these. This was actually on the border with New Hampshire.
Which side is New Hampshire?
It's to the west of Maine.
Okay.
We were out searching for covered bridges, and there's actually I took this picture from a covered bridge of the river that it was crossing. And this is from the Watson Bridge in upper northern Maine. I mean, this looks like a hallmark moment.
Beautiful.
Yes, it does.
I've seen that place before.
This is
Wow.
that's Cadillac Mountain at Acadia National Park in the background.
Yeah, I've been up on Cadillac Mountain.
It's the highest point in the park. It's only like 1,400 feet or something. It's not very tall.
Yeah, it's.
But most of Maine is a damn quagmire swamp. There's water everywhere.
I've just had a Cadillac margarita.
Okay. I don't blame you. Now, this was actually 2 weeks ago in Big Trees, Calaveras County.
Uh-huh.
The oak trees were starting to change colors. But they were the only hardwoods in there. Everything else was pines, spruces, firs, So anyways, that's it.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Lovely.
I do love fall colors.
Yes.
Okay, either Elaine or Jim.
Yeah, go ahead, Elaine.
Okay, let me see. It's
I have a few too when you guys are done.
I don't. My share screen has. Oh, there it is. What's that?
On Lightroom.
No, what I got, that it's not the screen I was expecting. It wants me to start for free a Cisco meeting.
How do I go back?
In the Lightroom.
Well, I'm probably.
Hello.
I can't get back. I got a weird screen here.
Can you just hit the red dot on the left-hand side on the top to get rid of that screen?
I'll just end up closing the meeting. Well, I'll have to join again if you lose me.
Why don't you minimize it, the one next to it?
There's only one. There's just the one. Well, here.
You should be able to just minimize that.
The yellow dot.
Okay. All right. Here I can.
Lightroom.
Can you see anything?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Good. Well, Ron and I did get away for a few days, and we went to the Eastern Sierras, and this was about the second week of October, I think it was. And this is a sunset at an area called McGee Creek. A lot of you probably know McGee Creek. And this is how much smoke we had in the air. It was really, it would come and go. For the most part, it was smoky. Every now and then it would clear up. But
This was just 2 weeks ago or just recently?
it was just the second week of October.
Wow.
And we didn't realize it, but there was a fire up in the part of Yosemite, which would have been just over those hills somewhere. So that's why we had so much smoke. And when it blew in our direction, your throat would be, my eyes were burning. And I mean, it was pretty bad. So that put a damper on some of the light. I spent a lot of time, staring at leaves floating down the river. I thought that was pretty mindless. So that was what I did for mindless. A lot of you know what North Lake is, and you've been to North Lake. And we got there fairly early in the morning, and I couldn't believe how many people were there. We've been there several times. I have never, ever been there when there was so many people. You could hardly drive down the road. And obviously people are social distancing very well.
Not.
So,
Most of them have masks.
Where I'm standing, and I took the picture, I'm standing on the road by the car. And I just snapped a couple pictures from here, and then we left. It was just crazy. Ron and I went to Carrizo Plains last week, and we took a few pictures. We went to Traverse Ranch, and normally the area where the bat house is locked with a gate, and it was open. So we went exploring. And this was looking through one of the barns there. And then we went out to where there's a bunch of implements, and I was trying to get the moon, and I hurried up and snapped this really quickly when the birds flew by. It's not focused very well, but I liked it. The birds flying by the moon. It was almost the blue moon. It was a few days before it was actually the full moon. But that's it.
Very good.
Now we have to see if I can figure out how to get back to the meeting. Because
up at the top of the window?
Yeah, I've done this before. And
if you hover up towards the top in the center, you'll see stop sharing show up.
No, higher.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there. Okay.
There you go.
Yes. And Jim, are you going to share some
Yeah, I'll show.
pre-soap pictures?
No, I'm still working on those, but I've got some cell phone photos that I did. Let's see if I can. Whoops, wrong. This must be it here. Let me go full screen. This is something I took in Paris in 2008. Just wanted to do a selfie.
I like it.
Yeah. And then, whoops, let me get this out of the way here. Get that down. This is just a cell phone photo, or it's my Galaxy phone photo. It's just a window display that was at night. And so the next one is another window display. It was one store over. And then
A different display than the last one.
yeah. No, this is in a ladies' store. This is not.
And you figured that out how?
I went in and asked.
Okay. You had to clarify nowadays.
A selection of wife beaters there.
And then this is basically at a like a shake, not a Shake Shack, but a what do you call it?
Soda fountain.
It's a soda fountain, basically. So I
remember those stools.
Yeah. And then this one.
God.
You know, your photography's taken a very different turn since I left California.
Oh no, you're just seeing the real Jim.
Now and then.
I have a few.
Okay.
My doll wants to know what you've done with her friend. He wants her back.
Well, I'll come over and I'll show her.
Don't invite him over, Jeannie.
Oh, neat.
Wow, look at the handlebars on that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So probably a few of us have been out this way. I know I have with the club. So this is a bull that is out. This is out in the back roads, not Paso, but by Templeton, somewhere out there. So that was one of the bull. That was a bull out there. That thing was huge.
Is there a fence between him and you, Rosie?
There is, and I should show you what that fence looked like. But there was a barbed wire fence, and there was actually an orange on the side that I was, and he saw it, and he could have. I don't know how he didn't. He would get his horns in between the barbed wire, and he got the orange, but he could have just knocked that fence down. He was huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
That's what they call a Texas Longhorn.
Yeah, so he was big. This is that barn. We've been out there for the club.
Yeah.
That is out in those back roads. I've gone out actually every weekend in October and gone just exploring. This is right by where the bull was, out there. This venue out there with lots of signs right there. And this was going the other way, and this was out Sisquoc. Is that how you say it? Sisquoc?
Sisquoc, yeah.
Yeah, so I was looking for that store, and I found it, and that's that.
That's right off of Fox and Canyon.
Yeah. And this was just, there was a few horses in the back roads there, and I took this picture of a couple that were nestling together there.
It's a nice shot. Very nice shot.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And this is a Gary store. Yeah. There's another little store out there in the, the backwoods.
I don't think I've ever been there.
Yeah, that's the other way. If you went down to Rancho Sisquoc, it's the other end.
Yeah. And this has anybody been to Adelaide Cemetery?
No.
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 Okay, you guys should look that up.
Adelaide Cemetery.
Yeah, it's supposed to be haunted, and I actually went there on Halloween. Not at night though.
How do you spell Adelaide?
Huh?
How do you spell Adelaide?
Adelaida, actually. Adelaida. Adelaida. It's out.
Uh-huh.
It's actually a beautiful, beautiful drive to get to this cemetery. There's lots. You go out vineyard, and there's lots of wineries, of course, out there. But there is the Adelaida Cemetery, and when you first go there, the ground leveled has some tombstones and stuff, but you have to hike up just a little hill, and then you get into this other area, which I can imagine at nighttime this is kind of spooky, because even during the day it was a little bit spooky, but it's supposed to be haunted. There is a woman there that supposedly puts flowers on children's graves. She died young, and her children died, I believe. But anyway, this is Adelaida Cemetery. Yeah, it was kind of interesting.
Good subject for infrared.
Yeah, I know. When I was looking at you guys, I was thinking, I need to go through those and kind of look at that. So that's my.
Those are great.
Cool.
Well, I can show you there's a couple things we saw when we were over in Eastern Sierra. We're mostly looking at the trees, but we found, I looked online and I found a place where there are wild horses. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Where was that?
It's way out.
Eastern Sierras.
Oh.
It's not that far from Mono Lake.
I got the same thing in Lingot.
There should be wild horses up near Davis, California. In fact, there's the Bureau of Land Management has horses up there.
Okay.
A lot of activists up in Davis, California too.
Oh, cool.
Okay, I'm here with Lingot. How do
There's at least 200 horses out there. Yeah.
Well, Ron, we were seeing the images, so I don't know where they went.
Yeah.
All right.
Whatever you did, they were up there. And
there you go.
Yeah, we can see them now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is part of the herd.
And where is this again?
In the Eastern Sierras.
Beautiful.
In the Eastern Sierras, okay.
Yeah.
It's on BLM land?
Yes. What's funny is we're talking to some people that are out there, and BLM land have names for the herds, but these horses are actually from the National Forest land, but they stay in the BLM land because there's water and food over there.
So how long a lens were you using?
This was a 400, 100 to 400, so I'm at 400.
You were at 400.
Yeah.
Okay.
But actually, there's no fences where these horses are.
Mm-hmm.
You drive right up to them, and people that showed up said, "Oh, you can just walk out right up to them. They're used to people because so many people go to see them." And there were people that walked up to them, and they did move away a little bit. But you can get very close to them.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
These horses were pretty beat up, most of them.
No, I know.
And one guy says there's usually 200 or more. And another guy says in the springtime, we went out there and there was like probably 400. And they said 30% of the mares had foals. So
Where did you guys say this was again? I'm sorry, I missed that.
it's up in the Eastern Sierras.
Okay.
It's kind of away in some back roads. until you leave the road. Anyway.
Yeah, cool.
Very nice. Those are nice, Ron.
Yeah, very nice.
So I have some mindless ones if we still have time.
Sure.
Sure, yeah. I don't want to be the only one that was mindless.
Okay, let me see. Here we go. Share.
Did I get out of here yet?
You're out now.
You're out, Ron.
Hey, thank you.
Okay. Can you guys see Halloween people?
Yes.
Okay. So I was just taking pictures of people who came trick or treating, and this was the first group, and they posed for me, so that was kind of nice. And then, okay, how come I can't move to the next one? I'm supposed to get the. Okay, that didn't. So this is my display. It puts out some colored lights, gave away pencils and sharpeners and notepads and erasers.
Did you get trick-or-treaters this year, Jeannie?
Yeah, we did. My neighborhood did a thing. We've got they call themselves an HOA, but it's a voluntary HOA, and they asked neighbors who wanted to do this. And they probably got, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 houses that were doing it, and a bunch of kids. We probably got, so I would say maybe 50 kids. Yeah. I'm not really sure. So, so this was our little setup. Yeah, you can see the little witch back here. I mean, I just threw things together that I had. I didn't have a big elaborate production. Okay, let's see if I can get into something else. I didn't have this plan, so sorry. But here's, I like these guys. That one was pretty cool. Yeah, cool.
Please.
Yeah, you're just giving us pencils. Who wants pencils? No, we got some pretty good comments from people, so that was pretty cool. So I didn't screen these. These are just from my iPhone. I uploaded to my iPhone viewer on the desktop. And so I'll just go through these really quick. Then I went around the neighborhood and saw some of the displays.
That's great.
Wow.
And the HOA said, just put your stuff out on the street. That way you can socially distance. You don't need to hand it to people. So everybody just took their own stuff. There's even a little thing of disinfectant right there. So make it social. And then this is back at the house again.
Oh, trick or treat.
And this is the Headless Horseman right down the street from us. Had beautiful horses.
Wow.
Wow.
That's pretty elaborate.
Yeah, so we're actually, these guys are members of our club. They're going to bring out their horses and put a carriage behind them and put Santa on the front, and kids can go in the back, or families in the back will do photos with Santa.
What,
Nice.
do you think there's going to be Christmas this year?
Yeah, well,
they had Halloween, so.
Yeah, we're just going
to social distancing, was there?
On the Halloween thing.
Yeah. No.
Well, I think these people came up with their own family group, so I think that mostly there was social distancing. I'm taking these pictures from a distance, so I'm not getting close.
Oh yeah.
So I asked this guy, "What's your costume, big boy?" That's cute. This is my friend's house.
Oh, that's nice.
And we thought, oh, we want to get some lights like that. Look at those cool patterns.
Yeah.
And see, there's a candy thing right there. So you just go up and help yourself. You don't, no exposure to the people in the house. Most of them did the same type of thing. Same thing here. The candy's right there. Help yourself. So, my camera was doing a weird thing. I think it was an HDR or something, and I moved it. But I didn't realize it was taking this long exposure. So I got that.
That looks pretty mindless.
That was pretty mindless. Yeah.
Yeah. How many drinks?
Yeah, me and Tony. I think we were out together that night. This is another house that went all out. They had this movie screen projected and several different displays.
Wow.
I love the color, different colored lights. This is a different house. Oh no, that was the same house. Help yourself.
That's a great pumpkin.
And accidentally took a picture of my screenshot. This is the pirate's lair. And I think this is the end of the show. Oh, yeah, that's it. Okay, whoops, back. Okay, that's it.
All right.
Okay, stop sharing.
Whoa.
Right. Who's next? Chuck.
We run out of photos?
I think so. Everybody seems to have done their thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The elections are over, and Cheryl has turned off her camera because she and Larry are in a hotel room together.
Whoa.
So,
It's an hour later here, and we have to be up for dawn.
excuses.
You poor things.
It's going to be very cold, like under 30, I think.
Yeah, it will be.
Well, I hope you get some snow and be safe out there.
We're looking forward to seeing some fabulous pictures.
Yeah. There's my cat.
Thank you all.
The disappearing cat.
My cat.
Okay, are we done? Should I stop recording?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
All right. Sign off.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Penny.
Bye.
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 Bye, Cheryl. Bye,
Thanks for
everybody.
having me.